It's a beautiful day in San Francisco, but we're going inside at Chase Center. It is Warriors Media Day for the 2024-25 season. What kind of year is it going to be? Let's go find out. So what, this is one of the studios that the Warriors are shooting their hype videos in. They're doing their commercial sweeps, maybe stuff that goes on the Jumbotron, and they set up 4 or 5 different studios. We're actually out on the floor at Chase Center, but they've made all these little studios with black curtains, and it's pretty damn cool. So the big man himself is in there right now, Steph Curry, answering a whole bunch of goofy questions for game night, entertainment video, whatever they're doing in here. But every little studio's got its own little green screen, its own little quadrant, and Curry's in here right now doing whatever they're asking him to do. Answer 15 stupid questions. What's your third favorite song? What's your second favorite food? All the stuff that you see during the game, during timeouts, that's what they're doing right now.
Again, we have a way of doing things in terms of how we approach, practices, games, the level of competition you need to have. But when it comes down to your X's and O's and the style and all that type of stuff, being open to evolving and pivoting and figuring out what, especially how the league continues to evolve as well. We're the hunters amongst many other teams, and what can this team do to maximize every skill set that we have in the locker room? That's the challenge for us.
Hey Trace, welcome back. Can you tell us a little bit about your summer, your first off-season as a professional athlete, the chance that you had to go work out with Team USA? Can you tell us what you've been up to?
Yeah, so I wouldn't really consider it an off-season. I mean, I had probably 3 weeks off, but overall, I was just here in the Bay, working with our strength and conditioning coaches, trying to get bigger, faster, stronger, on the court, working out, stuff of that nature. And then going to play with Team USA, getting a few scrimmages with those guys. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and now just ready to gear up for this season.
Rick Bucher, Fox Sports 1 here at Warriors Media Day. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. That is the smallest microphone I have ever seen. The latest technology. Well done.
Thank you so much. We stay ahead of the curve over here.
There you go.
What kind of season do you think the Warriors can have, are about to have? It feels like they're going to try to stick 2 different seasons into one.
Yeah.
The year that they're going to start with, and then the move that they make in the middle that could be the game changer.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that has to happen is sort of resetting what the expectations are. From everything that I've heard today, it's like we think we're good enough to be a playoff team. And then once you get in the playoffs, who knows what can happen. And I can't argue with that. I really like the additions that they've made. The young guys have to come along. The Western Conference is just tough.
The monster.
It is just, and you just have young teams that are coming into their stride. I thought it was really interesting that Steph is saying he's willing to change the Warriors system in order to benefit the young guys, because what we've seen is the reality is that you just have to have a very high basketball IQ, and you have to have just the right skills in order to make that system work. And those players are just few and far between. I think Kyle Anderson is the type of guy who can play in the old system. But Jonathan Kuminga, to get the most out of him, is not going to fit in that, moving the ball, back cutting, doing all that. So it's going to be a fascinating, I haven't been to Media Day in years, but while the expectations aren't as high, or shouldn't be, I think it's going to be a fascinating year, because to answer your question, I don't know.
Right.
I just don't know.
It's going to be a hell of a story to tell.
It is, and I think that, what I love is seeing guys like Draymond and Steph, who maybe they can't win a championship with this team, but they're just going to try to find out how good can we be, and let's try to be as good as we can. And I just I admire that, because it's one thing when you've just been playing for championships all the time, and then you may not have a team that can quite vie for that, but you're still going to give everything you can to be as good as you can be. That psychologically and mentally may be tougher than winning a championship. And so that's what I'm looking forward to finding out.
Everyone's talking about I'm all dressed up. I'm wearing jeans. I'm wearing jeans.
You're also wearing a button up in the blazer, Damon.
It's not a button down. It's not a button down.
It's not a button down, but it's not. You're showing the taco meat, too. This has Jillian Hoosiers. Well, I just played the Hoosiers last night in NCAA football in my dynasty. I moved to Oregon, I believe in LSU. Oregon was unranked. So I'm in the Big Ten now. We actually played Indiana last night, and there was nobody in Bloomington, even on the video game. It was half-empty stadium.
Well, okay, so you're playing the first season. You got to go a few years into my dynasty where the place is sold out every single game. We're 3-time defending national champions.
Oh, my bad.
You don't want to.
Well, 2035 things must have went awry for the Hoosiers.
Totally. Good to see you, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, Damon. Good to see you, too.
Are you excited about another season of Warriors basketball coming up here?
Dude, more sports, right? Basketball, whenever you have Steph Curry, you have Draymond Green, and the new look Warriors where there's no Klay Thompson. Yeah, I'm very intrigued and excited to see what this team looks like.
Andrew Wiggins. It's hard to bet an entire year on Andrew Wiggins, but I do think this entire year. You tell me Andrew Wiggins had a great year, the Warriors are a playoff team. If you tell me Andrew Wiggins didn't do shit again this year, I don't think they are.
Yeah, I'm buying stock in Andrew Wiggins because I do think he's the barometer, right? If he's on as a two-way player defensively, locking up dudes, locking up guards, and then scoring about 15 to 18 points a game with the ascension of Jonathan Kuminga, yeah, I think the Warriors could get to 50 and be a playoff team in the Western Conference. But you're right, Andrew Wiggins is a good barometer for this basketball team. When he's not right, this team is not wholesome, and then you don't get the playoffs, right? So Andrew Wiggins is definitely a big, big factor this season.
What do you think of Kuminga's salad? Is that hair going to hurt his scoring game average or increase it?
Well, he cut the dreads off last year, right? And he went crazy. JK with the new haircut, he started averaging 20 a game. Now he's got the blonde hair. Could be scary hours. I wouldn't mess with a dude who dyes his hair like that. So it could go one or two ways. Either he's going to dye it back black or just go straight skee ball, or he's going to ball out with the blonde hair.
Who are you going to have in the studio with you this year? Mully, Fessy?
Mully and Festus, but you know who wants to come to the studio? Either radio or television, it's Brandon Podjeski. He goes, Bonta, I want to get in the studio with you guys. It's like, what? You want trying to take my job? Because he's so savvy in terms of media, but it'd be Fezzi, it'd be Mully, Zena Cada, Kareth Berg, Monty Poole, Darrell Wright's going to pop up from LA from time to time. So the crew's back, full squad.
Have a good year. Have a good year, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, DB.
A very mellow Warriors Media Day wrapping up. Not nearly the media crowd on hand. I know that they're all shipping off to Hawaii, so maybe that's why there aren't as many actual Warriors people around here today, but it was a very quiet, very calm Warriors Media Day. Looking for a peaceful way to start the season. They found it. Nothing to report. Nothing spectacular happened, but I will say they got whatever this is.